Hi, this is Tommy from the Pain and Performance Clinic here in Fonthill. Just a very quick video on whether you should train or play if you have an ache or a pain. So in reality, not all pain means damage. And it doesn't mean that if you have an ache or a pain that you shouldn't train or play. But at the same time, you can't be silly and just plow on through pain. So there are some guidelines that you can use yourself to help you decide a little bit clearer in your mind whether you should train or play or not. So as a general rule, if you have pain that's under a 4 out of 10, generally, and it doesn't go any worse than that, generally you're okay to carry on through that. Under a 4 out of 10, that's not going to change the way you move, you're going to be limping or anything like that, obviously. So under a 4 out of 10, discomfort as a general rule is okay. Now, with that in mind, you also have to judge the 24-hour response. So what you don't want to happen is the next day that your pain has increased to a higher level. So if, for example, you're training and you feel an ache or a pain of 3 or 4 out of 10, and then by lunchtime the next day, again, you've no pain at all, generally that's okay. If you're training or playing and your pain starts off at a 3 or 4 out of 10, you can feel that ache, and as you move and get warmed up, that reduces, again, that's a marker where you're okay to continue. However, on the other side of things, if your pain levels increase as you train and move, and they get up over a 4 out of 10, well then you should stop. So, to summarise all of that, if you've got pain or discomfort under a 4 out of 10 that doesn't get worse the day afterwards, generally that's okay. If you've got pain or discomfort that the more you exercise, it reduces, that's also a good indicator that you're fine to continue. Generally, the best bang for your buck is to make yourself a little bit stronger. So if you can make yourself a little bit stronger, your muscles and your body's going to be able to cope with that little bit more load. So that is certainly where I would go to try and help with that ache or pain. I'm not saying ignore it, but certainly I hope these guidelines help you decide whether you can train or play, keeping it to those sort of levels that we've spoken about.